also joined by Jay Broadhurst from Dandenong. Welcome, Jay.
Hi, thanks. Thanks for having me.
So we've just got underway. The first possession went to Dandenong. They couldn't manage to get a score on, so we're back now through Nunawading. A couple of things we're excited for in today's game, guys, as we're just getting started.
I'm actually really excited to see if we can maintain our consistency. That's probably been our Achilles heel all season. Just having consistency throughout the season, which we seem to get better at as the season's gone on. But if we can just maintain that for the game, we're in with a really good show.
And Jay?
Well, with Dandenong, they got off to a bit of a shaky start at the beginning of their season. Weren't quite successful in getting through to the Classic. But they've come good at the end of the season. They finished this regular season off in 8th, and just due to probably a little bit more chemistry than what we've had in the past, I think they've finished quite well. They managed to get over top of Melbourne last week, so it's exciting to watch.
So we're underway down both ends, a couple baskets either way, just past almost into a minute and a half gone, as you see some good ball movement from Dandenong, and then a deep three. Thank you very much for coming, Ryan Rapp. And he can nail those, Jay.
Wow, he's having a final series. Between him and Tyler Robertson, I believe those guys, if they can lock down and work hard indeed, they're going to find themselves with plenty of stops and some transition buckets. Those guys look exciting together.
As you see, a missed basket there, and it's going to be Dandenong ball from the baseline. And we've already seen Mark Steiner, a big presence inside the middle, Tammy.
Yeah, he's really key for us, so we really need him to step up. He's huge on the boards for us, and also a big scorer too, so hopefully he has a good game tonight.
So once again, there's Robertson at the top with the ball for Dandenong. Cross to the wing, good rip through, great take, and the finish. Impressive move on that occasion from Liam Hanafin. And as we see Dandenong straight into a bit of a 2-2-1 press here as Nunawading bring the ball up the court.
Yeah, I think the press has sort of caught Nunawading by surprise, but geez, I wouldn't want to see them break that and get out in transition. You guys have some good athletes over there.
We have some really good athletes, but at the moment our shooting's not looking too flash there.
Was privileged enough to see Thomas Graham posterise someone at the Junior Classic earlier on this year. He's got some impressive athleticism, that kid.
He is amazing. He's definitely one to watch, and I think we'll see his name in the future playing seniors for sure.
So just a turnover now and an up and under finish. That was very pretty indeed from Blake Taylor, and an early timeout. No surprises there. It's got a bit out of hand early, and there's just that pressure and the anxiety of a grand final, and Dandenong just managing to tune themselves quickly to it. Thoughts on the first? Well, it's only been about 2.5 minutes, guys.
I think that, as you said, looks like the nerves are definitely there. I think Dandenong have come out firing, and Nunawading just need to regroup a little bit and focus on their defence. They've had plenty of opportunities to score, but we just haven't put them away at the moment.
See, that's the thing with a final like this. It's who dictates the tempo really early. Like so far, Dandenong with their press, they've managed to slow that transition that you guys will find soon when you adjust the tempo a little bit. Hopefully after this timeout for you guys. And I think if they can just limit your run, because I've seen a couple of your games this year. Some of the young bucks, like we were talking about earlier. Geez, they can go.
Yeah, so hopefully we'll be able to see some of that transition shortly.
So we'll come out. It's an early 10-2 lead for Dandenong. They've definitely bounced out of the blocks. And they're a side that, as we mentioned earlier, have come from kind of nowhere to get to this spot in the finals, haven't they, Jay?
Mate, never in doubt.
From 8th spot, 7th spot, 8th spot?
8th spot.
8th spot, very impressive. So once again in this 2-2-1 press now. An early pickup of the dribble, costly, but once again finding that man in the middle, which is really key if you're going to try and get through a press, and into a zone for the Rangers. Down to just 10 seconds on the shot clock now. The rip and the spin, good baseline pass and a nice finish, and that's some good team basketball on that occasion, and a great finish inside the key.
It's funny, Trent Nathan, who made that pass then, this is the first time he's actually played as a top age player in his age group. He's always played as a bottom age or bottom age to play with his friends.
Baseline kick, deep three is off this time, and it's Nunawading that will come away with it. Ball across to the play that we spoke about earlier. He drives, tough finish, not quite, but he'll go to the line to shoot 2. Ball across 2.
As I was saying about Trent Nathan, he's just a
tough finish, not
someone
quite.
that just has not relaxed. Probably isn't the right word, but the pressure just doesn't seem to get to him, and he can play inside and outside as well. He's predominantly played inside his whole career, but even now, if he gets the ball in a press situation, just nothing seems to faze him.
Impressive composure from such a young basketballer as well. Got to remember that these kids are only 16 and 17 years of age, and the things that they can do on a basketball court is very, very impressive. So Nunawading just steadying the ship a little bit here as the second one goes as well. I almost put the Mickey on him, but it goes 10-6. I tend to do that a bit. I'll prepare you guys. I'll try not to too much if it's your team shooting, but can't make any promises. Great off the ball movement. Robertson tried the alley-oop pass, but it wasn't going to go. Just rushed into it. Again, another tough drive. Drew the contact well, but couldn't finish over the top, and Dandenong will go right back the other way. Back and forth basketball, isn't it?
Out of control on that one.
Great one-hand push pass and an even better finish. Some pretty basketball on that occasion from the Spectres, and they've brought it back to just 2 points.
This is that tempo that we were talking about. They get out and run, turn it into an up and down game. You guys are going to look dangerous. We just need to keep this tempo nice and slow. Get back in D-trans, get a couple of stops.
Another try for that pass. It bounced off the foot, got it back, couldn't finish. And the refs happy to let the guys play it out at the moment. You see Robertson, corner triple is long on this occasion, but an offensive rebound from Rapp. Tough shot, banked, not quite. And I think that'll be out of bounds on Nunawading, Dandenong ball.
That's the thing too. I think Nunawading just need to be really aware, obviously, that Dandenong can hit that 3. So at the moment, our transition's looking not too bad, but you know, if they come down and drain a 3, it makes it tough. So we've really got to make sure we're out to that outside shot.
Had 12 triples against Melbourne in the semi-final, so very impressive from distance, the Rangers, no doubt about that.
Yeah, we just got to make sure that we control the shot though. Like we don't want too many shots early in the shot clock that, you know, from out beyond the arc.
Let's see how the execution goes from the inbound pass for Dandenong here. Don't get an open look, but they get it inbounds. And they've got 20 seconds on the shot clock, so a long time to try and set things up. Double screen at the top. There's Robertson. We've talked a bit about him early days. He couldn't get that to go on a big, strong rebound on that occasion. Left-hand scoop layup, if you don't mind. Beautiful finish for the Spectres.
Tom Graham's just such an athlete. It's amazing some of the things he can do.
So we've got an offensive foul and Nunawading wrestling back the momentum so far in the second part of this first quarter.
So Dandenong's made our adjustment now. We brought little Dan Owies out on the floor, hoping to try and calm down the tempo a little bit and make sure that we're a little bit sure of our shot selection. But we still can't really get into our offense. We seem to be trying to rush it a little bit too much. Hopefully we can lock down this one in defense.
Little handoff down to just 12 seconds on the shot clock. Tough left-hand shot. Very difficult.
Probably not the best shot.
Very tough finish. Dandenong now just looking to set things up, as we just mentioned. They've got down to 12 seconds on the shot clock. Screen coming off the on-ball. Robertson, great pass back into the inside. And now it was a turnover, sadly. And it's the Spectres that'll come away with it. Ball on the 45, now back to the top. Deep triple, not quite, rebound for Robinson. He's the kind of guy that can get his own rebound, dribble the ball down the floor, run the point as well. He's very, very talented young fella.
He is. He claims to be a 1 through 5. He's actually a really exciting young bloke to watch. He had his second year of Youth League this year. Was interrupted a little bit with his trip over to Guam with the Australian squad.
Under 17 Oceania Championships, I believe.
Yeah, that's right. So gold medalist over there. It looks like Dandenong's calling their timeout just to try and get things settled here. But as I was saying, Tyler, great court vision. He's been working on his outside game so he can shoot the shot. He's just a workhorse. He's fantastic to watch. He's exciting. So
an 8-zip run from the last time out that we had for Nunawading, and they've managed to bring it back to a 10-all game, which is, we expected them to make a run at some point, and they've certainly brought it back very quickly. And what a year it's been in the Melbourne United Victorian Junior Basketball League. Have a quick look over the past 10 months, and it's some pretty impressive statistics. Some quick figures. We've had over 1,200 teams participate in the season. Over 13,000 players, which is incredible. Over 18,500 games and 79 venues. And I'm sure that's just going to grow with each year that this competition continues on.
Absolutely. I think it's just getting better and better, that's for sure.
So we've got about a minute 45 left on the clock heading in to out of this timeout, I should say. And it's Nunawading who've wrestled back the momentum, and they're going to look to take control and hopefully, for their sake, enter the quarter-time break with a slight advantage. And here's, again, that press that we've spoken about for Dandenong. Hasn't managed to do a whole lot so far, but they've just stifled the offensive flow from Nunawading, certainly at the start of the game.
Good to see Dandenong's adjusted. We've gone into our matchup.
On-ball screen, great slip and pass, but doesn't come off. It'll be Owies to run the ball now. Kicks over to the 45. Back out to the wing. There is Owies. Deep three, got it. And Dandenong break that 8-zip run that Nunawading had. And it's back out to a 3-point ball game. So just a tick over a minute into a 3-2 zone here for the Rangers. Down to 5 on the shot clock. There's a triple back the other way from Nunawading, but they couldn't answer back. Great rebound from Nathan, and he finishes. We spoke about how talented he is as a player, and he came up big there. Great up-court defense. Somehow open for the 3. Wide open was Blake Taylor. And back-to-back triples for Dandenong sees them lead by 4 points. Again into this 3-2 zone. Let's see what the Spectres can come up with. High post entry, up and under. That's a tough shot. Doesn't go, and the Rangers will come away with it. Happy to slow things down. Here's Robertson attacking the paint. Kicks to the wing. Always goes again. Doesn't get it. And it's the Spectres who come away. Full court pass. Great catch. There's the athleticism from Graham we spoke about, but sadly he couldn't finish. And Dandenong right back the other way. So there it is, quarter time here in this one. And it is the Dandenong Rangers who lead 16-12. They got out to an early jump. Nunawading pegged them back, but they managed off the back of a couple triples to take an early lead. What have you seen so far, guys, in this one?
I just think that because Dandenong are just so dangerous from the 3-point line, as I said before, we've just really got to watch that penetration and kick. They've had too many times where they've just got an open 3, and at the moment they're not putting all of them away, but if a lot of those drop, we're in a bit of trouble. And in offense at the moment, again, it's just us putting it in the hole. I think we're getting plenty of opportunities and good looks, but we've just got to make sure we finish. Yeah.
Already it's been exciting to watch. You know, we got out. Dandenong got out to a little bit of a run at the start, then Nunawading answers back straight away. Then Dandenong sort of weathers the storm a little bit. But I'm a bit worried about just constantly finding these shots from outside behind the arc. I know you've got guys like Dan Owies, Blake Taylor, Tyler Robertson when he gets going, that can hit those consistently. I like to see a little bit more penetration though. Same thing with the tempo. If we can get out and stop your run, like Nunawading's they're looking dangerous up and down the floor.
Big games like this, cheap baskets are very, very important. The more cheap baskets you can get, a lot better chance you have of winning high-intensity games such as these ones.
Absolutely.
You guys are a bit stronger in on the boards than we are at the moment too, by the way. You look a little bit tougher.
Yeah,
what do you feed them down there?
I wish that was the case.
For all the parents, it's veggies, veggies. That's what you're supposed to say, I think.
We took 12 players this year because we tend to have, we've only had 5 games where we've had all 12 players available.
Oh, yeah.
So we do have quite a few post players in there just so we can strengthen that area because we have had so many injuries.
So, and missed to begin the second quarter from Nunawading. Dandenong cross-court pass from Owies. He'll get it back and just relax things now. Some good defense, but there's the corner triple. Dandenong really getting them up, but a good rebound and finish from Blake Taylor. He's had an excellent start to this game.
He's looking aggressive. I think that's one of the keys. If Blake can get rolling and contribute on the scoreboard, pick up those cheap rebounds, I think he's going to have a really good game, and I think that might cause a little bit of an upset for Nunawading. But once again, we just need him to get after as many loose boards as he can. He's a bit of an X factor with us.
And just then, Thomas Graham took an early 3, and I think we just need to be careful that because Dandenong are shooting so many threes that we don't come down and rush our offense.
So just about a minute gone here in this second quarter. There's another quick 3. They're really letting them fly at the moment, both teams. Offensive rebound, Robertson, he is a presence inside. And the Rangers will reset. Nice crossover from Owies. Good pressure, though, from Nunawading. Gets it in the corner. Up fake. One dribble to the left for him. Robertson with the rebound, and they'll reset again. So as we spoke about Nunawading crashing the boards, it's Dandenong who've come out with the energy in the second quarter.
You've hurt me, Jay. You've jinxed me. Ever since you said anything about the rebound.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm sorry, I've jinxed you.
It tends to happen like that. So inside single digits now,
There you go.
up and under.
Inside penetration.
Couldn't finish, but the look that we were talking about that the coach probably wants. Some good ball movement from the Spectres. Thought about the triple, decided against it. Down to single digits, good post entry, left-hand hook shots long. Good hustle on the boards, but it'll be Nunawading basketball.
Dandenong's done a better job at the start of this quarter again to slow that tempo. I think if we can keep it in a half-court game, it'll still be close, but that's definitely in our favour.
So 3 changes there for Dandenong, so a big squad change on that occasion. And you see a lot of teams do this, they fall back into a 2-3 zone off the inbound play just to negate anything that the opposition might have in mind in terms of running it. And that's a good hands on that occasion. Coaches talk about getting your hands up against a zone, as a zone. That was some good pressure. A lot of cross-court passes from Nunawading, but buried the triple. And that was slightly contested. That was a tough shot.
We really need the make-back shot as well, because at the moment, because we're not making any of those outside shots, that zone is really cramping everything inside. So we need to be able to space that zone out by making some outside shots.
They get the inside feed to Josh Tomasi. Kicks over to Robertson. There's the 3. It's off back iron, and this time it's Nunawading who come away with it. So the rebound battle, as we've spoken about a couple times already, becoming really important. 3 from Nathan is long. Great rebound on that occasion, but it was Joe Mutimer, I believe, who stepped out of bounds.
Jalen Barker.
Jalen Barker, I apologise.
Close.
Looks like Tyler Robertson's getting his short little rest probably for the first half. Jake Traynor coming back in.
The jersey swap and number swap has thrown me slightly, I apologise. Great baseline catch from Tomasi. 3 fakes up and in, not quite, and there's Nathan amongst the trees coming down with the rebound. He dribbles the ball up the court, a slight fumble, manages to relax, and now they'll call out the play with 12 seconds remaining on the shot clock. Another inside feed, there's Graham, great move, and he drew the foul as well. That little hesitation move in the post, very pretty to look at.
Dandenong are doing really well of double teaming anytime the ball goes in the post at the moment. So got to make sure we're kicking the ball around, better ball movement.
Substitution on the floor. Again into that 2-3 zone for Dandenong. 45 triple is very long. And there's that person that we've spoken about a bit, Josh Tomasi. He's a big unit inside, isn't he, Jay?
He's a really good kid. He's one of the bright stars of Dandenong. He's spent the last 6 weeks injured, so they were questioning whether he was even going to play tonight. And they've taken a gamble, sent him on the court, and he's done okay so far. He's provided a bit of an inside presence. I don't know how much gas he's going to have in the tank. But no, he's certainly a big, strong body.
Deep 2 is off. And good play this time from Ryan Rapp. Very long Rapp. very long limbs. Double screen at the top. Kicks over. There's Tomasi. He's definitely a presence, drawing a triple team on that occasion. Down to 6 on the shot clock now. Left-hand drive. Kicking the ball around. Great hands. Nunawading come away with it. They've got a 2-on-1. Right-hand finish is no good. Good rebound. And there is going to be a foul on the play. And they'll shoot 2.
Fantastic steal by Jalen. Just got to put it away.
There we go. Josh comes back off, and we've got Taylor's jumped off as well.
First free throw is good. That cuts the lead back down to 2. Just a tick over 3.5 minutes remaining in this first half. And the second free throw is good. Automatic. Didn't stress at all for those free throws. Some token full court pressure here from the Spectres. Neither team yet to really take this game by the scruff of the neck and take all their opportunities. Happy to use the shot clock. Robertson, again, probably should have gone up on that occasion, Jay.
Yeah, he's struggled to get going a little bit at the moment. I think he'll settle in as the game goes on, but I think he's probably put a little bit too much pressure on himself at the set. But he'll settle in.
Inbound play for Dandenong. Good inside feed. That's a tough finish, but he got it to go. Jake Tranter on that occasion for the Dandenong Rangers. Again, some token up-court pressure.
Press, trying to slow that tempo again.
Dandenong more than happy to go into this zone, test the Spectres' outside shooting. Nunawading have done a relatively good job at the moment to cut through it with their passing. And just as you see, that nice baseline pass, but way to stick with the play. Great hustle inside and fouled. Good effort from Jack Perry on that occasion. Really hustled on those boards, Tammy.
Yeah, he really he plays way above his size. He used to be a forward, but he's obviously now a guard and still just uses his body so well to get in there and rebound.
Great effort, deserves to knock down these two, but now that I've said that, who knows what's going to happen. First is good. Thank the Lord. So this game still feels like it's in a bit of a feeling out process. They're taking their time at the moment as we see some substitutions now. Steiner on the court for the Spectres, and on comes Blake Taylor. Only had a very brief rest for the Rangers.
Trent Nathan goes off. He's been great. Just really strong on the boards, but, you know, he's one of those, as you've seen, he's been able to rip down a rebound and then bring the ball down the floor. Jack of all trades, really.
Loose ball, good turnover, and the physicality on defense has been impressive for the Spectres. Tried the little push bounce pass, didn't go through, but it was a kick ball violation. And it'll be Nunawading who will stick with it and have the sideline entry pass. Loose ball, and there's been plenty of turnovers so far. Good defense. That's a tough finish on the right hand. Couldn't get it to go. Connor Graham. And now it's the Spectres. Up-tempo. Quick trigger on the triple. Couldn't get it to roll. Back come Dandenong, and there's a quick foul. Certainly up-tempo, but both teams struggling to execute on offense at the moment.
Like you said before, it is that they're still trying to feel out the game a little bit. It just looks like no one's settled in their offense. They're looking for junky shots. Hopefully they just calm down a little bit, finish off the quarter strong, and provide some good basketball.
We're not seeing either team really get through too much offense at all.
Nah.
A lot of loose balls, just like we saw on that occasion. Robertson in the low block. I'm surprised we haven't seen a bit more of this. He's been very happy to pass the ball off. It's yet to really pay dividends at the moment.
Nice pass.
Great pass. And great use of the body from Mark Steiner on that occasion. Managed to contort in the air and still somehow finish on the right hand. Great vision to come in across there from the Spectres. Now they'll run the fast break. We've spoken a bit about this. And it's a charge, which may have been a bit of a stiff call.
For sure. For sure a stiff call.
I think
I'm not biased at all.
Can I just say, great composure by Tyler in the defence then. Fantastic job.
Thanks for that.
Gonna have to provide the I thought it was very stiff as the unbiased opinion in the group. I think there was a few of the Nunawading bench who might have agreed with me as well. Still a very, very tight game. Nunawading have managed to sneak in front by a point inside the last minute and a half.
Notice Dandenong's gone to finish off this quarter. They've actually got their 3-point guards on. So hopefully they're going to get a little bit more composure in their shot selection.
Robinson goes one-on-one, kicks it to Marcy, no good. Some great defense on that occasion from Steiner, doing it on both ends, but couldn't get the quick outlet pass to go, and it'll go right back to Dandenong. So we will wait, just a bit of a loose ball for the Rangers to inbound the ball, and some token up-court pressure here from the Spectres. Just going to take some time off the shot clock. Always thought about the pull-up, decides against it. Now a ball reversal. Ball goes to Robertson. A struggle to get going offensively. Kicks over to Owies, down to 4 on the shot clock. Entry pass is no good, and that's happened a fair bit. Quick outlet pass. Spectres again on the fast break. And that's one area that the Rangers really have to tune up on, because the Spectres are getting out on the break a little bit too easily. Thought that Dandenong might go for the 2-for-1, but they're happy to slow things down and just get a good offensive set. They trail by 3. On-ball screen coming. There's the double. Robinson's the man open at the top of the key. Has to get it off with 2. And buries it, and he enjoys it as well.
Wow.
Sticks up the left hand and says, "Thank you very much."
That's just a
He probably could have
heartbreaker.
taken a step out.
Yeah, that's a heartbreaker for Nunawading when you do that really good job in defence, get the shot clock down, and then someone nails it from all the way downtown.
From the car park.
That's it.
So it is a tied ball game entering half-time. And exciting end to the quarter, but it's been not a beautiful game to watch by any means. It's been very up and down, a lot of turnovers, but grand finals tend to be these scrappy games.
For sure, and I think it's actually been quite a physical game too, and the refs have been pretty consistent in letting it let the boys play a bit, which I think is good. So hopefully that will continue for the second half.
Keys to the game. So far, those boards, we got out early on those rebounds. Then the tempo that you guys managed to generate in Nunawading, they just got out and ran. Really put some pressure on that disorganised offence that Dandenong's shown so far.
So what do you think would be the message at halftime, Tammy, from Coach Rowensword?
I think it's, I mean, obviously our style of play, which we've spoken about, is transition. So they'll definitely be looking to push the ball up the floor, but that all is generated from our defence. So at the moment, I think we're doing a pretty good job of switching on some of those screens. We've just got to make sure we're carrying a hand to those outside shots, which I think we've done a better job in the second quarter than we did in the first. So just making sure that if we're switching on that, getting out to those long shots and no middle penetration.
And Jay, for Coach Tim Rapp?
I think, first of all, I think Tim's a great coach.
Just sneak that one in there.
Just throw it out there.
Yeah. Hopefully he listens back to it.
I'm hoping he does too. It's tempo. I like what he did with the 3-point guards on the floor at the same time, trying to get the offense to flow a little bit more. I love what he's done with slowing the tempo and sinking back into that zone or that loose man. If we can just get the ball through hands a little bit more, find some more penetration. I think you guys, Nunawading's doing a great job of switching those picks. But I like to see maybe Liam Hannafin get in the game a little bit more. He's a guard that I think could probably penetrate and cause a few more issues. Obviously, Tyler can take it to the 5, so we'll see if there's a mismatch that he finds some penetration again.
And you guys in LNU do a lot of great work for the community and kids, grassroots. How important is it for you guys to get out into the community?
Well, I mean, we have to say too, we got
And we're back. Thank you very much, Melbourne United's Dave Barlow, for that interview there. Straight back into it, no turnaround, and straight away it's Daniel Owies who finishes inside for 2, pushing their lead out to 2 points. Again, into this zone that we've spoken about, and they are very happy to shift and chop and change between those, Jay. It'll be a turnover. Dandenong ball after that zone.
Oh, okay.
7.5 minutes to go. Only 8-minute quarters in these games, which might be a bit different if you've been watching senior basketball. They've got 10. Inbound play, and the finish is good.
There you go, back-to-back baskets for Dandenong. Let's try and keep that tempo a little bit slower again. I think we've moved Ryan, which is our traditional point guard, moved him to the 3 at the moment, just trying to keep that composure and see if it hurts us on the rebounds.
Very impressive finish on that occasion from Jack Perry, up and under. And a lot of the players coming out with some very million-dollar moves with million-dollar finishes at the moment.
The exciting thing about players like Jack Perry is that they're bottom age, so they've got another season in the age group. We've got 5 bottom age players in this team, so super exciting for next season.
No doubt about that. We'll probably be up at this level, or definitely close to this game next year with those 5 bottom ages.
I hope so.
Bit early for that. We'll get through this one first. But as I was saying, Jay, those zones that they're chopping and shifting, more than happy to do that as a side, clearly.
Yeah, definitely. Anything we can do to really protect the paint and just keep that tempo nice and slow. There we go.
Loose ball, and it is Dandenong who come away with it.
Nunawading have just come out looking a little bit unfocused in this quarter. Just need to pick that back up.
That deep 3 to end the first half might have been a bit demoralising. Quick pull up, not quite. Good rebound from Steiner, and he's happy to push the ball himself. Bounce pass away to Graham, pull up on the left hand, not quite. Steiner doing it down both ends, offensive rebound. Great effort from him. Ball back inside, some good ball movement, probably a bit too much in the end. Triple is short, but again tipped out, and some great offensive rebounds from the Nunawading Spectres.
Tom Graham can shoot the 3, but I'd really like to see him driving a bit more. Like, his athleticism just gets him to the basket, so I think he needs to do a little bit more of that.
Sees Robertson bring the ball down for Dandenong. On-ball screen, and it's a moving screen, in fact. Bit of a tough call. That's what happens sometimes when the ball handle and the screen are right on the same page.
Yeah, just tried to go a little bit early there. I think Ryan needs to sort of get his troops just a little bit more focused, a little bit more in control. I know we got out to a couple of point lead now, but we need to string some of those stops together so that way we can get some good looks down the other end. I don't know what sort of impact Ryan's had so far in terms of on the scoreboard, but I think he's doing a good job in D. He just needs to get a couple more points, a couple more assists, and get his troops more involved.
So loose ball and out of bounds. As subbing in is Joe Mudima.
Just making some risky passes in our offense at the minute. Just need to settle a little bit, get good ball movement. Just look a bit stagnant and then start to make a risky pass, which just isn't coming off at the minute.
We're very happy to ping that ball around through that zone. So it looks like a game that's definitely going to go down to the wire at this point. Who's going to come up with the bigger and better plays? Tough finish, and he got it to go on the right hand. Good effort from Blake Taylor, and at the moment, he has been probably the difference in this game.
Like I said early on, he's the X factor for us. If he can get rolling, which he's strung a couple of he's put up a couple of shots. You know, a nice offensive board before. He picked up a rough pass then. If he can keep stringing those together, I think we're in good shape.
Mark Steiner there, he's come out and has really made sure that the Spectres have stayed within touch at this point. Great crossover. Again, Robinson decides to dish it off. Good steal, and now it'll be Trent Nathan who comes away with it. Hesitation.
Doing a good job of pressuring the ball every time the ball goes into the paint.
Mark is going to be, he could be the difference for us in this game if he can just, as I said, stay consistent. He's a real power player inside, both rebounding and scoring wise, so he could be a real key for us.
As we mentioned, he takes a quick break. I'm sure it won't be for very long. He's been impressive early here in this third quarter. So the Spectres just need to find something offensively, and they'll draw two, and there it was.
We'll take it.
Dandenong not super pleased with the call, but there was some contact as they went to the rack for the scoop layup. And one player that I'd like to highlight is Joe Muma. On the Youth League list, has played Youth League games this season, I believe, and a guy that can really get it going from outside.
Yeah, he really can. He's just got such a high basketball IQ, and a really great kid as well. He's bottom age, so he'll be leading the team next season in that point position, but because of his smarts, he's really been able to transfer into Youth League quite easily.
Definitely a big and exciting talent for Nunawading. Just quickly, we would like to recognise and thank our official ball partner, Moulton, and acknowledge their contribution to Victorian basketball over many years. I doubt there would be many people here who don't have a Moulton basketball somewhere at home. I know personally, I'm going to put my hand up and say I've got a couple, probably too many, as I'm sure you guys do as well. So we thank Moulton for their partnership. So 4:15 to go here in the third quarter. As we continue to say, it's a tight game, everything to play for. It is the grand final, and it looks like it's definitely going to go down to the wire at this point. Just a bit of a delay at the moment. Long time out. And the refs just definitely taking their time during this one. All the players, no doubt, though, happy to get a quick breather. What are we expected to see out of this time out, Jay? What do you think the Rangers are going to dish up?
Geez, I think we're actually probably going to see that press come back out. Oh, I'd like to see that press, maybe put a little bit more pressure on Nunawading, cause some turnovers, cause that some hurried shots, and then hopefully find some transitions of our own. I don't think we found too many easy baskets tonight. Credit to Nunawading, of course.
And I think the delay is, in fact, a bit of blood on the court. Our official happy to just take his time as he wanders out. No rush whatsoever, which is fair enough. Tammy, what do you think that the Spectres will be looking to do coming out of this time out after this break finishes? Who knows when it will, but what do you think that they're going to look to dish up?
I think at the moment, like the last couple of minutes, they've been quite strong inside, and their ball movement's been not too bad. I think the big key here for either team, the team that's going to win this game tonight, is the one that wins the rebound count. Because both teams probably haven't been that great percentage-wise with their shooting. So whoever can get those second and third opportunities will be the victors in the end.
Don't forget to stick around after this game. We've also got the under-18 girls grand final, which Dandenong again feature in, Jay. Be very happy down there.
We are excited down at Rangerland.
Rangerland. I was wondering what term to use, but Rangerland it is. I know the Spectres, the Graveyard, but I wasn't sure with the Rangers.
Speaking of Rangerland, have you heard about the big event that's happening next week?
Please, fill me in.
We've got the Under-14 Nationals happening down at the Dandenong Stadium. So if anyone's not doing anything and wants to get down and see some great basketball, come on down.
Young stars of the future.
Mate, we have got some superstars that are going. Young Nick Mihai, he's actually, his squad's going for us. And they've had a really exciting season. They've played earlier today. I haven't seen their results as yet. But yeah, they've got some real talent in that group.
So they put that down in your calendar.
I'm just going to throw out there, I just got results through from the boys 12, under 12 VC reserve grand final, and our Nunawading 2 team just beat Frankston 1 on the buzzer. With a
big
3,
result.
I think it was.
A 3?
Yeah,
which is on the buzzer.
Which is huge because, yeah, it is. We've got 4 bottom age in that team, and there was 2 second teams playing in VC reserve. So at the start of the season, they were second bottom on the ladder, and Frankston were second on the ladder. So huge effort.
Congratulations to them, and we're just about to restart after a little while. Interesting to see how both teams and the players come out after a bit of a lengthy break. You can tend to go a bit cold, and as I say that, the first free throw is missed. bit of the energy just sapped out of this game with that delay. But hopefully it picks right back up very quickly. Second's good. It's back to a 1-point lead for the Rangers. Let's see what both teams can dish up heading into the final break. The Spectres getting vocal on their bench. Triple with the right hand is good. Impressive shot from Ryan Rapp. Can definitely knock those down. And Dandenong at the moment living and dying by the 3-point line.
And again, we've just got to get out to that outside shot. Better communication in defence. Shouldn't be anyone standing outside on their own.
Great hands in the zone that time from Robertson. Rapp comes away with it. Gets it back. Is he going to go again? Not quite. And there is...
Just the heat check, just to make sure that it wasn't a fluke.
Don't think I've ever heard the term heat check used when anybody gets it in. I think it's only if you miss it.
Hey, we'll take anything right now.
Happy to say
back in that 2-3 zone. Looks like we're still trying to slow that tempo a little bit.
There's a foul on the rebound that it's going to stay with Dandenong. So again, just happy to really slow things down, try and get something going. We've seen that double screen at the top a lot. Robinson to shoot the three. It's short. I'd like to see him get to the rack just a little bit more, and the foul's on Rapp.
They're really effective with that on-ball screen, Dandenong. So just got to make sure we've got plenty of communication so that we can get over that.
And that double screen also, normally you see one rolling to the basket, the other one pops out the top, and 9 times out of 10 at the moment it's been Robertson who's been the one who flares out the top looking for that triple because he can knock that shot down.
Yeah, it'd be nice if he could get rolling a little bit more. I was excited when he hit that deep three. If he can just get another one, I think that'll give him a little bit more confidence and hopefully start to stretch the defense so we can find some more penetration.
So 3-point ball game in the favour of the Rangers. Nunawading not going anywhere at this point though. Great take, up and under finish, no good. There's Robertson. He needs to make his presence felt inside. Couldn't get it to go. And there's going to be a hands foul and it'll be Nunawading ball, and they got away with one just then.
Well, there was that penetration that we were looking for, and great things could happen. We ended up with 3 offensive boards, just couldn't quite get the finish.
And because the Rangers are in the bonus, they'll march down the other end of the court and shoot 2 free throws.
At the moment, we haven't done an awesome job from the foul line. And seeing as we're not really putting it away from the 3-point line, we really need to make these count.
There you go. He must have heard you.
Thank goodness.
First one is good. This one to cut it back to 1 point. And it's long. But an offensive rebound, and there's a whistle on the floor. We'll wait and see what the call is. It's going to be a pushing foul on Dandenong, as we saw Coach Tim Rapp do my favourite European soccer move on us.
I'm not sure what happened there. But I'm going to call bias. I'm looking at the foul count now. And I'm just saying.
5-1, what's going on, Jazz?
Jeez.
So a couple more free throws. Let's hope that the Spectres have put in their time at the line at the training track. It's been a long third quarter so far. The first 2 quarters went very quickly. This one dragged out just a little bit. And we've got a substitution, maybe, maybe not. Yes, we do.
Callum Francis for Joe Mutimer. And Callum is someone that he can shoot the three, so if he can get his eye in, that could be helpful for us at the moment with you guys playing a zone.
Coach Sword just looking to free up that perimeter most likely. So we see Graham come away with the ball. Somehow kept his hands on it, but it was a double dribble. It did look like he put 2 hands on the ball.
I didn't see that.
Through the blue, red and white colour glasses, maybe, perhaps, on that one. So again, some up-court pressure. Just making it a bit difficult for the Rangers. They do get the ball in. Under 3 minutes remaining. 32 apiece, so this game, just waiting for somebody to really break it open. Who's going to make a stand? Who's going to step up? Quick dribble to the right, pull-up's no good. Fast break's good. Graham could dunk this if he gets up, and he doesn't quite.
No.
I put the Mickey on him. I knew he was going to go for it. Athletic as anything. Didn't need a dribble. Went up the two hands. We'll take a look at the replay. Just couldn't quite get it down. I think Coach Tim Rapp from Dandenong was wanting a technical for hanging on the ring, which is
Rightly so, I think.
optimistic and not a whole lot of fun, if I'm honest.
I can't believe they didn't call them.
Would have liked to see that one go down, and I think Graham was a bit disappointed in himself. On the big stage, big two-hand jam with a bit of contact would have been nice, but he couldn't get it to go.
Hopefully Sean can put these 2 foul shots away.
Just in the last minute or so since that last little break, I think Dandenong needs to be fairly careful. A little bit of overpassing going on inside, a couple of turnovers. You see that transition that Nunawading's good at. You see that starting to show up again, and it's causing us some problems.
So first free throw is good, and Nunawading take back the lead yet again. Second is good also. Very, very confident at the line. So the Rangers will look to either level things up or take back the lead. There's that double screen we've spoken about a lot. Robertson at the top. Short again. He just maybe needs to take a couple steps out before he can really start letting them fly and draining them. There's Nathan. Cross-court pass. Up Faith. Decides against it. Graham wanted the low post feed, didn't get it. Single digits on the shot clock. Looking to get it now. He's got to get it up. Tough shot. And buried it.
Nice.
And they're the tough shots that the good players hit.
And just such an athlete. He's amazing to watch.
The ability to turn around in mid-air and still have the composure to hit that shot. Great entry pass. Robertson makes it. And a good little connection between Rapp and Robertson.
I think those two are going to have to link up a little bit more in the offense, Ryan and both Tyler. Just to keep the ball in some safe hands for the moment, see what we can generate off that screen.
And just as we're talking about Thomas Graham, he's pretty happy about it as well, doesn't mind it.
So he should be. That was a really tough shot, and to make it with the foul. Great pass from Callum as well.
So there we see baseline, drew the contact, finished as well. He'll go to the line to cap it off and look to make it a 4-point ball game. So Thomas Graham looking to take this game by the scruff of the neck, and it all started with a missed dunk attempt, which to some should have been a technical foul. Not sure.
I think so. I think so. I'm going to check the rule book when I get home.
Not one that I've seen called in the NBA, I don't think, maybe ever. But free throw's good. And just on a personal note, seeing a fellow lefty makes me very happy. There's not many of us out there, but it's very pleasing to see a lefty make some baskets.
Lefties are very difficult to play on too. It's always nice to have a lefty in your team.
You've clearly never played against me then. It's very easy for my opposition.
Once again, Blake Taylor comes off the double pick, gets the catch in the corner and knocks down a deep 2.
Cuts the lead back to 2. So let's see what both teams can dish up inside the last minute. Graham looking to go again. Is he feeling it? It was a heat check, but he couldn't get it to go. So Dandenong come back the other way. Robinson looking to set things up. He and Ryan Rapp looking to connect. Again, this double screen. Let's see what they play out of it. Great split of the double team. Couldn't finish. And it's Nunawading who get it, and they can go here. They've got the numbers. Running down. Good finish on that occasion. Looked at Graham. I think everybody in the building thought it was going there, but decided to go up himself on the right-hand finish. And it was good. 4-point lead. 10 seconds to go now in the third quarter. Can Dandenong again dish up something to finish? Robertson's the man. He wants it. Gets it. Tough shot. And he'll go to the line to shoot 3. And that is one of the cardinal sins in basketball. Don't foul a 3-point shooter. Coach killer, those ones.
Yeah.
I think we're just pretty excited to send the guy to the line.
So it'll be 3 free throws with 0.5 of a second left. Dandenong Really just have to make sure that they don't foul on this rebound if he misses the final shot. They trail by 4. If he nails all these, it'll be back to just a 1-point ball game. First one is good. Looks like it's a bit of noise coming from the crowd, which is good to see. Bit of atmosphere. Second one's good. Robertson just brushes it off. All in a day's work. See if he can finish the third. And he nails it. So 0.5 on the clock. And the clock is just getting started. Longest 0.5 I think I've ever experienced. And that is 3/4 time. So we'll head in to the last period. And it is the Dandenong Rangers who trail by a point. Nunawading Spectres with the lead. While we have a quick break in play, the Champions Cup is Basketball Victoria's elite schools tournament. The tournament is for government, independent and private schools statewide. Get along to Nunawading Basketball Stadium this Sunday to see the very best schools in action face off for the prestigious title of 2017 state champion. The action tips off at 11:30 a.m. and entry is free. All the details can be found on the Basketball Victoria website. That's www.basketballvictoria.com.au. Guys, 1 period left to play. I'll start with you, Tammy. What needs to happen from a Nunawading point of view?
Well, aside from what needs to happen, I think the frustrating thing is that we had several patches of play there where I felt like we were really in control and we looked like we were up and about, you know, making good, strong moves inside. And the frustrating thing is when you've got a team that shoots well from the three-point line or is willing to shoot three-pointers, you know, all that work just is sort of undone after one shot, you know. Again, I think the thing is we've really got to be able to manage getting out to those shots and watching that double screen that they've just run all game and making sure we don't have someone just, you know, outside of the three-point all alone. As you said, Matt, too, not fouling the three-point shot.
Yeah, not an enjoyable one at all, that one, especially for the coaches. Jay, from a Dandenong point of view, what are you looking to see?
It's all shot selection. If we can get good-looking shots, that stops the transition, puts us in a good position for offensive boards. I want to see a little bit more penetration from us as well. If we can do those two things well, I think we'll be fairly successful.
So the entire season comes down to this here for Nunawading and Dandenong, and it starts off with a bang for the Spectres. Callum Francis, we spoke, he's got a little bit of X factor about him and he nails the triple there.
Yeah, absolutely. He can definitely nail those shots. And like I said before, we need someone to be able to hit a couple of those just so we can get that zone to space out a little bit and make us more open inside.
And Thomas Graham getting upstairs for that rebound. Snatched it from the 3rd or 4th level on that occasion. And he's happy to just go himself. Couldn't get the shot to go. Good effort, but it's Dandenong that come away with it. Nunawading briefly slipped into a 2-3 zone. We'll see how many times they go to that. Again, this double screen we've seen so many times from the Rangers. Robinson pops, comes off it again. Great up fake, finishes on the right hand. Does he? No, but he'll shoot 2. And look to bring it back to a 2-point ball game.
There's that composure by Tyler. Gets a good up fake, sends 2 defenders in the air, recognises that he's lost both of them, penetrates, finds his way to the line, you know, creates something. I think he's going to have to take over a little bit more in this quarter. Same with Ryan. I think those two guys still need to team up, help each other out, and just create.
So the first is good, back to a 3-point ball game. For all those also, if you're looking for a quick footy score prelim finals in the AFL, if you're not, cover your ears. But it is the Adelaide Crows who are out by 28 points against the Geelong Cats, almost half-time in that one. Back to the State Basketball Centre. Here's Graham at the top. He's been excellent in this second half. Francis up fake, drives, right hand finish is good. And making some great plays, and again, Callum Francis coming up with the goods.
Just got a lockdown in defence now.
Stop here would be massive for the Spectres. Dandenong go to Robinson. Great spin. Draws a triple team and a big block from Nunawading. Dandenong get it back with 5 seconds. Robertson goes again. Took the contact, didn't get the foul, missed the shot. Nunawading have the chance to push it out to a 7-point ball game if they can get a basket here. Francis again, right-hand floater, it's good.
Feeling it.
He is well and truly feeling it. 7-point ball game, and Callum Francis has nailed 7 points in this fourth quarter.
He's been huge in this quarter, absolutely.
Wouldn't be surprised if we saw a timeout soon from Dandenong. Always stared down his opposition. Good rebound inside from Connor Graham. Back out to Robertson, back out to Rapp. Triple is good, and just like that, they peg it back.
The ship.
Big triple, all the pressure on him, and it's back to a 4-point ball game.
Still, that pressure from Nunawading, every time the ball enters into the post, it's either a double team, sometimes a triple team. I think Dandenong's just struggling to find that pass out from there, and we're making poor decisions there.
So it would be a baseline inbound for Nunawading. 5.5 left here in the fourth quarter. It's a massive crowd in here at the State Basketball Centre to witness the two best teams in the state go at it. Triple, he does it again. Callum Francis is breaking this game wide open. He's got 10 points in the quarter, and he is on fire. Somebody clearly didn't read the scouting report on Callum Francis. Robertson goes, he's drawn normally double and triple teams. Oh, he's up fakes, drives inside, and it's going to be a foul. It was Blake Taylor who drew it on that occasion. But again, Callum Francis, another massive, massive shot.
For sure, he's doing really well.
See what the Rangers can dish up off this inbound play. They get it to Owies. They've got a full shot clock, so plenty of time to get a good look. It's only a 7-point ball game, plenty of time to go in this one. Left-hand step back, Robertson gets it. That looks good from our angle, but it was short over the backboard, and it'll be Nunawading ball.
Nunawading has us rattled at the moment. Sorry.
No, you're right.
Nunawading has us rattled at the moment. They're running us off the line. We're sending the ball inside. They're sending all that pressure there, and geez, if we don't find a way of getting out to those shooters and at least contesting it, we're in a bit of trouble here. I think Tim might need to call a timeout just to calm this one down.
As we see Graham, tough finish, left-handed, got it to roll in, and it's out to a 9-point lead, biggest of the game, and a turnover. You'll never guess who came up with it. It was Callum Francis. Great ball, blocked though, and Robertson goes and gives him the stare down. Get some of that, he said. Have a look at this on the replay. Callum Francis off with the rebound. Nathan, quick little pass, and then a big block. And we see it's a technical foul, I believe, on Tim Rapp on the bench. And that hurts Dandenong. They get a big, possibly momentum-building play, and then get pinged for the technical foul.
Yeah, I couldn't hear what he said there, but geez.
I don't think we'd want that potentially on the mics.
It's a tough one now. 4 minutes to go though. String a couple of offensive, good quality shots up, a couple of boards, a couple of stops. It's still close enough.
Oh, for sure. Like 4 minutes still left in the game is a huge amount of time, especially with a team like Dandenong that can hit that three. You know, there's plenty of time still left in the game, unfortunately.
So it'll be one shot in possession. I believe with the technical foul these days.
At the moment, the good thing to see with Nunawading is there's a couple of players stepping up, and that's probably the one thing that this team has, is that we've just got so many different players that can step up, and you just never know who that might be on the day.
Certainly Callum Francis has come out and exploded in this fourth quarter. Has been somewhat of a surprise packet. Just a tick over 4 minutes, as we've mentioned, left in this game. It's Nunawading who hold a 9-point advantage, and it'll be A free throw off the technical, and then sideline ball to Nunawading. So you can push it out to double digits with this, and potentially even more with the sideline play, but it's long. I'll put the Mickey on it. There we go. It was bound to happen.
Thanks for that.
Yeah, I apologise all the Nunawading fans out there. Let's see what Dandenong come out with. It was a big play from Tyler Robertson moments ago. Can they build off that and try and get some momentum to get back into this ball game? Nunawading will no doubt be happy to take some time off the clock. Baseline play. You'll never guess who it is. Callum Francis just slips back door, floats up the floater, the teardrop, gets it to go. 11-point ball game, and it's almost out of reach now for Dandenong.
It was a nice little pass from Mitch too, good vision.
So Rapp will look to get going. That's a very tough shot. But he gets his own rebound, maybe no. Turnover, loose ball, Owies kicks Robertson, up fake. Drives, great pass to Owies. Has to finish that. Good follow though from Connor Graham.
Plenty of missed opportunities there by Nunawading too, just not getting on the boards. They were caught, offense by Dandenong then just looked all out of place. We just couldn't come up with the boards.
Graham looking to get downhill on that occasion. Couldn't quite grab. That is a great pass and an even better finish. That flick pass was unbelievable just then on the entry. Wowee. And the reverse layup finish. We are speechless up here if you couldn't tell. That was some LeBron James style passing out there. Fantastic vision. Unbelievable.
And I think having someone like, Tom Graham, and there's other players like that too in this team, but we've got two really smart guards on the floor right now with Jalen and Callum, and they're able to make those passes to these athletes.
Jalen getting a bit saucy out here. That was spectacular. Inside the last 3 minutes now, 11-point game. They look to get three back here. Dandenong, that's off the side of the backboard. And now it is Nunawading's game to lose, you would think. Again, Jalen Barker looking to create some magic. Graham going baseline. That's tough. They go out to Nathan. They've got plenty of time here, Nunawading. They can relax. Still had 10 seconds on the shot clock. Quick triple. Very quick trigger, and he nailed it.
Ouch.
Liam Hanafin comes down and just says, we're not done with yet.
I think that's a trap we can fall into a little bit, Matt, too, that, we are such a good transition team and we move the ball really fast, but in offense sometimes we can get caught out just moving the ball too fast. We just need to change that tempo a little bit.
Nice little sky hook on that occasion, just answers back. And they're going to go again from deep. No, it's a tough floater. Robertson gets the rebound, but he lost control, and it'll be Dandenong ball, which I thought may have been a little bit stiff. Maybe a little bit stiff.
We'll take it.
Not going to knock it back.
I think we can almost draw something up off this sideline here. Just what you were saying before, your transition is very fast, and you do seem to move the ball a little bit. Nunawading seems to move the ball a little bit too quick sometimes in the offense, but this quarter, the ball movement's been good. They've found the open man. They've hit the tough shot. They've created space for each other, and they've worked hard indeed.
It was Connor Francis that came up with the steal on that occasion.
He's been massive this quarter.
Has completely changed the game and hasn't had a break all quarter either. It's going to be 2 free throws, I would think. No, it's going to be baseline ball.
As a player, though, if you're playing that well, you don't want a break.
Not at all. Not at all. So a minute 39 to go. Good hands on that occasion from Dandenong. They need stops. It's got to start on defense for the Rangers. But Nunawading have been good enough so far to just take this lead out. Tough pass. Graham was good enough to go get it. And he finished on his favoured left-hand side. 12-point lead, and it's almost good night for the Rangers. Robertson, that's going to be a charge, and it is.
Great defense by Jalen Barker. Such a smart player. He's been playing, I think it's Big V up in Wangaratta. He lives up in Wangaratta, so it's been a huge commitment for him. All his juniors he's played for Nunawading, travelling that distance. Just a great player.
It's Been a tough afternoon for Tyler Robertson, Jay.
Yeah, he seems to have struggled a little bit. I thought he was going to light up the court when he hit that deep three, and I thought he sort of found his groove. But shooting percentage, I haven't seen it, but it must be not ideal right now. I think he's done a great job on the defensive end, though. He come up with that charge before. He got that stop when we needed it right at the rim before. But just hasn't met his night.
Which is what you need to do if you're struggling to get going offensively, is try and get those 1%ers on defense, and he has been good with those. We're almost inside the last minute. 12 points is probably too far to come back. Callum Francis really feeling it. Couldn't get that one to go. Tyler Robertson, here he is, and he gets pulled up. Probably a smart foul. Robertson was coming down on the runway, going downhill.
Against our 5-man Mitch, probably wasn't going to stay in front of him, so not a bad foul.
Professional foul, we'll call that one. It's been a tough, scrappy game, but Nunawading have lit it up late with some very dazzling skills and talent. Extra kick, corner triple, it's got to go, and it does. Blake Taylor, maybe a miracle on the cards, and it was a timeout, I think, from Nunawading, maybe. We'll think about it. Or a substitution. Who knows?
Not quite sure there.
Bit of confusion on your Friday night. And, oh, there it is. There it is, a timeout
Okay.
for Nunawading. I'm glad we clarified that and got that one settled. So, Jay, for Dandenong, if there's any hope of pulling out this game, is it go straight to the foul and try and send Nunawading the line and hope they miss a couple,
Well,
or
the
overplay?
way Nunawading shot the free throw tonight, I think that wouldn't be a bad option. Real quick foul, though. Then, obviously, we want to try and advance the ball and see what we can get up the next time out.
It's a long way back.
I think Reggie Miller scored 8 points.
I'll see if he's around and if we can,
We'll see how we go.
wheel him in. I think he's a bit older than 18, but 49.9 seconds to go. And really crucial to execute Tammy down the stretch here for Nunawading. Just make sure they look after the ball. As you've said a number of times, some really talented guards who should be able to do that.
That's right. We just need to make sure we're taking care of the ball, staying focused. You know, they'd be starting to get a bit excited right now, but the game's not over. And as we said, like, Dandenong are a great shooting team. It still makes me nervous. So we just need to be smart, look after the ball, run the clock out.
So here we go. We'll see what Dandenong's tactics are coming out of that timeout. The ball here to be inbounded. A couple screens being set. They do get it in just, and it's Callum Francis who came up with it. He drives and is fouled. They're one away from shooting two. So the next foul that Nunawading draws, they will go to the line to shoot the bonus. Baseline ball and another chance for Dandenong to overplay and try and come up with something, some sort of a steal. Ball to the top. They tried to foul and they did. So there's the tactic.
Nice quick foul there.
No,
Didn't need up too much time.
not much subtlety going on with that one. Pretty obvious what it was coming out of the timeout. And substitution, in comes Blake Taylor, who's been shooting the three ball pretty well. They're going to look to hit him up on the perimeter. First free throw's good though. Puts it out to 10 points and just makes it that even tougher scenario for the Dandenong Rangers. See the second, and that is also good. So 11-point game. They're going to try and quickly get on with it, Dandenong. Again, it might be a quick pull-up three. There it is in the corner. And it's long, and that could very well be it. Let's see, Dandenong, are they going to foul? They're going to overplay.
Oh.
Debatable choice of pass from Trent Nathan. I think Coach Rowan saw it. It's one that you might pull your hair out on. Round the back pass, no look. 30 seconds to go in a VC Grand Final, but each to their own, you know.
Hey, he did it with style, though. It looked good.
Yeah, that's the main thing. That is the main, well, for some it's the main thing, maybe not for the coach, but I'll appreciate it. Dandenong now with a chance to get those three back. They cannot muck around with it. There's Robertson. He's had a tough time of it. Again, short. He's been short on a lot of those jumpers. See if Dandenong foul again. And they do. It's like a pretty soft one, but it was there.
When we were talking about Tyler Robertson before, saying, you know, he's had a bit of a tough night. A lot of his shots are falling short. I think we have to be mindful that he's going up against some pretty physical bodies inside tonight as well, trying to get those rebounds, and that's probably hurt him a little bit with his outside game.
Yeah.
And he's playing a lot of minutes as well, and against Steiner, who manages to rotate, you know, almost a 5-on-5-off kind of situation. So it's tough coming up against a guy who's got fresh legs when you've been out there the whole time.
Probably Josh Shabazzi not being on the floor quite so much has forced Tyler to play a lot bigger. And I think maybe that might have worn him down a little bit. But as I said, in saying that, I think he's still had a great defensive game. Still moved the ball fairly well.
Tough three from Ryan Rapp. And it's a timeout on the floor to Nunawading. They'll look to advance the ball, but he has put in a lot of effort on defense and has done a lot of the work on the defensive boards and trying to cover split, especially in that zone, shifting around. A lot of talk. So yeah, credit to him for persisting through having a tough night on the offensive end.
I think as you said before, Rowan Sword, coach from Nunawading, has done a really good job with his rotations tonight and just making sure he's got fresh bodies out there the whole time.
Yeah, it's really generated some of the pace, and there never seems to be anyone that's sort of left for too long that they're blowing a little bit too hard. Where Tim seems to have rotated a little bit shorter. There was a lot of time there where we had those 3-point guards on. And I don't know if it was worried about the tempo of the game or the execution of the offense that he did it, but it's certainly taken its toll.
So just as we're about to head out, don't forget to chuck us a follow on our various social media platforms. Facebook, we're Basketball Victoria. Twitter and Instagram, basketball_Vic, and on Snapchat, bballvic. All your exciting Victorian basketball needs to be found there. So we've got 13.2 here on the clock. See if Dandenong decide to foul or they'll let this game play out. And it's a turnover. Rangers come away with it, and then there's a foul, and we're just going to drag this game out just a little bit longer.
Probably didn't need that foul.
It'll be Robertson who will go to the line to shoot 2. 9-point ball game, 9.3 left on the clock. Interesting to see how this affects the players of the next game that follow directly after. I know from personal experience, waiting around for another game to finish sometimes makes you a little bit more edgy and a little bit more anxious. See if this drawn-out game has any effect on that, because at the moment it looks like it is the Nunawading Spectres who are going to come away with the championship. See, the Rangers are going to foul again. 8.2 now on the clock. Making sure they earn it.
A little bit of celebration going on with the boys on the court.
Does sap a little bit of the excitement out of it when it gets drawn out in Dandenong. I mean, fair play to them trying to play it out to the final siren, but at the moment it looks to be a case of just delaying the inevitable. First free throw's off though, so who knows? We might have a Reggie Miller situation. Confident thinking.
I'm still excited. 8 seconds to go. I think we can get this.
I think it's a testament to both teams, though, that they just want to play it out right to the very end.
And another whistle out of bounds, and it'll be Dandenong ball.
That's that rivalry as well. You know.
So inbound is turnover, and it's
that's the story of the night, really. A lot of unnecessary turnovers.
Passed it right in between the two options that he had. Let's see, Dandenong, will they foul again? I don't think so. I think Coach Rapp is more than happy just to let it play out. Score bench, some reason why I wanted to put on the siren, but it is the Nunawading Spectres who come away as champions of VC here in the Melbourne United VJBL Grand Final. Credit to them, the under-18 Nunawading Spectres. I'll start with the victorious part of this commentary box, Tammy. Your thoughts on that game so far, and just a bit on your team and their season, and what a season it's been.
Look, I think this was a fantastic game, and I loved that it was close because we won. But really, these guys have just, you know, throughout the season they've been a little bit inconsistent. They finished third on the ladder, so they weren't in the top 2 teams. We finished in the top 8 in the Classic, so they've really started to put it together towards the end of the season, and that's a testament to their coaching group. Rowan Sword, Tegan Sword, and Ryan Moran. They've just done such a good job with these guys, and as you can see, they really want to play for each other. Their brand of basketball is up tempo. They're just fantastic to watch, and it's exciting that we've got 5 of those guys coming back, and hopefully we can see that sort of brand of basketball again. So just so proud of them. They've just done such a fantastic job.
And Jay, the fairy tale finish didn't quite end as hopefully planned, but still a great season for the Rangers.
Oh, mate, I think they peaked at the right time. We did really well coming into this final series. Then rolling Melbourne last week just wasn't to be tonight. It was a lot like we saw at the beginning. The first 3 quarters, there was a lot of guys running like they were running through the mud. Unfortunately, we shot we shot okay at the start, and just unfortunately at the end, that penetration that different sort of shot selection, credit to Nunawading's defense, we just couldn't find the last couple of baskets there to help us out. I think Tim's done a good job with the group throughout the season, though. It'll be exciting for him next year. There's a few young blokes in there as well, ready to come back. So the future's bright at Dandenong.
I'd like to thank both of you for joining me in this game. It's been a pleasure calling this game. I hope you guys enjoyed it as well. Thanks for coming down.
Thanks so much for having me.
Thanks for having me. Appreciate it.
So there we go. Under-18 champions in the men's division are the Nunawading Spectres. Hang around though, because coming straight up after this, we do have the Under-18 Grand Final, where Jay will be sticking around because the Dandenong Rangers are in there again, and
I'm excited again.
The Bulleen Boomers. You get a second chance of a championship.
I'm not leaving until we win something.
Thank you for tuning in for the Under-18 boys, and not too soon we'll have the Under-18 girls. Thank you very much.